from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who, for some reason, I'm sounding more official right now, or announcery as I'm listening to myself. Not cool, like I guess like I'm announcing a parade or something. Not announcing at a parade, like before a parade starts, like I'm on auto message. And so it's official. This is an episode of Sleep With Me, the podcast that's here to keep you company and take your mind off stuff so you could fall asleep. Welcome. I'm really, really glad you're here. I'm really glad you're coming back if you're a regular listener or if you're new or you've just been testing this show out. I really am glad you're here. I really hope this show can help you out. This show is different. It helps you out indirectly by being something friendly in the deep, dark night. A friendly distraction, a friendly voice, friendly meanders, a different or strange or odd person to listen to, who's just here to keep you company and go on and on and on for your benefit in the deep, dark night. So I'm glad you're here. What we got coming up, welcome. I don't know if I said that. But we got coming up, the structure of the show I like to point out a couple times. So what's coming up is support for new people, for people that occasionally listen or listen on and off. That's what enables us to do it for free for all of you. Or you're not in a position to support the show or whatever it is. It makes us get out to the most people the show can benefit. Then after the support, totally separate from the support, is a long, meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime. If you find the intros don't ease you into bedtime, there's another podcast out there, Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me, that you can check out, and that has Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me without the intros. It does have the beginning, the welcome part, though. But the intro is meant to ease you into bedtime. And then later on, we'll have our episodically modular series, Get Bessos, Big Farm in the Sky, PI. And, I'm just here to keep you company for about an hour, or you could load up episode after episode after episode. And, I'm really glad you're here. I work really hard. And if the show has changed your life for the better, if you are a regular listener, if Sleep With Me is a part of your routine and it makes your life better, if you could think about opting in and saying, yeah, this podcast is here for me. How can I help? These are the ways you could do that. Thanks. Sleep With Me podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Helix Sleep, and they've got some amazing deals coming up. You're going to hear about it at the end of this ad read, so do not miss out. I want you to right now to open up your phone. Just do it with me. I'm going to go to helixsleep.com/sleep, and if I were you, I wouldn't want to, I don't know what your relationship with your bed is right now. I've had a long-term relationship with my Helix mattress. It fits my needs, how I sleep. I sleep on my side, I sleep on my stomach, but now I'm sleeping more on my back, and I'm relocating, and unfortunately, I'm not in a position where I could ship my mattress because I have to move my stuff before I move. But that's okay. It means I get a new Helix, so I'm going to take the Helix quiz right now, helixsleep.com/sleep. 30 seconds, and you can, okay, one or two sleepers. One. Okay, let me put in my email. Put in my name here, give a little bit of information. Okay, what size mattress am I considering? I got that down. All right. I don't know if are you taking this quiz with me at helixsleep.com/sleep? All right, toss. I guess I toss and turn. So I'm going to pick toss and turn. And what kind of firmness? Okay, I'm going to pick my firmness that fits my needs. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get yours, Okay, I'm going to talk about my back there, talk about temperature. All right, I got matched with my mattress. Oh, boy. And it's a different one than I have now just because I made a couple changes to how I sleep. So I'm going to check this out and think about it for my next Helix I'm going to be sleeping in. So take that Helix quiz. It's going to be coming right to your door, but most of all, it'll be a mattress that fits you, your needs, and how you sleep. And the best news is that Helix has amazing deals for Sleep With Me listeners, but only if you use our link. So go to helixsleep.com/sleep for 25% off site-wide during their extended Labor Day sale. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for 25% off site-wide. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody, it's Scoots here, and I know you might be getting ready. You're getting in bed, you're getting comfortable. If you fall asleep fast, it's critical you listen. If you fall asleep fast, this show's kind of designed to put people to sleep over a 20 or 30-minute period, but that's great. You're an exception to the rule. You fall asleep fast. That is awesome. But we need people who fall asleep fast to support the show. There's just no other way for us to pay the bills. And I don't know if you're the one I'm trying to get through to that's listening to me, that's hearing me right now for the first time, you're making that connection. Holy cow, I fall asleep in 5 minutes. I never thought about what it takes to make this show. I never thought about that it needs my support. Or maybe you're one of the people rooting for that person. Man, I hope that person's out there that's going to support the show because it makes my life better. I just can't support the show. But I know there's someone out there who is. Like Tiffany Y, who said, just because you could get something for free doesn't mean you should. I know if I have trouble sleeping, I just have to listen. I'll be out in no time. That's definitely worth a few dollars a month. I'm pretty sure if you try it out and you fall asleep fast, you're going to have a great experience. And you could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. But like I said, if you're not in a place to support the show right now, you've decided you're not going to support the show, then root with me. Is that fall asleep fast listener listening and hearing me right now? We just happen to catch you and we're rooting for you. Root for them together because we need your support. Are you hearing us cheer for you and you say, wait, no, that is me. That is me. Just like Tiffany. I had no idea. Of course I want to support the show. It's changed my life so much for the better. So if you're that person, you'll be the hero, the heroine, the champion we're looking for, that we're rooting for, because you're not alone. We're all rooting for one another together here in the deep dark night. Thanks. Oh, Mystery Bart. A lot of people help out on this show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes too. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound or on the website. I am the Mystery Bart. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at JonathanMann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Hannah like banana. Leah does the transcript.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. And don't forget, the most comfortable way to listen to Sleep With Me is those sleep phones. You can get sleep phones at sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep phones and use Sleep With Me for $5 off at checkout. Sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep phones. Use Sleep With Me at checkout. What do you say we get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble, getting to sleep, trouble, staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. That could be thoughts on your mind, thoughts about the past, the present, the future. So thinking thoughts, right? Thoughts you're thinking about. So thoughts. Thoughts, yeah. Or when your thoughts run. I guess at bedtime, I wish my thoughts would be drained or run out. That'd be thought instead of thought. They'd be all thunked out. But it doesn't normally happen, unfortunately. It could be feelings, anything coming up for you emotionally related to those thoughts or feelings that are just there, feelings making an appearance, feelings left over, feelings about something coming up. It could be physical sensations, changes in time, temperature, routine, work schedule. You could be going through something or getting over something or in the middle of something. Whatever it is, I'm here to try to help with that, because that's what I do, right? It's what I happen to be good at, is never getting to the point, always going nowhere, and just sitting and hanging out with you. So, yeah, the way I do it here, or why do I do it, right? Why would you make a show that never gets to the point, that's full of meanders? Like well, I have trouble sleeping. That's one reason. I've always had it. And on and off, it gets worse and better. And then as life events come and go, it affects my sleep too. And sometimes it's baffling when I can't sleep. And I know what all those different times feel like for me. And I know what they feel like on the surface. And I know what they feel like deep down. And I know the thoughts that go through my head, the feelings, the physical sensations, all that stuff. And I know if I have a preference, if some outside force were to ask, I'd say, no, I'd prefer none of that. I would prefer to just lay down and go to sleep. I would strongly prefer that because those feelings are pretty strong. And I know what it feels like for me. And I don't know if you could relate to my feelings, right? Maybe you can, even without us talking about the details. Can you relate to what you think it feels like for me? Because I believe I can relate to what I think it feels like for you. And I hope I can relate, because that breaks the loneliness of the deep, dark night in some level. And that's really the special thing about this show. And there's a bonus level to that, which is that even if you're in a place where you're like Scoots, Drew, Scooter, whoever you are, there's no way you could relate to what I'm going through right now. There's no way. You have no context for what I'm dealing with. Well, one, I still care and hope I can help. But two, there is someone listening right now who does have that context. Somewhere on this earth, there's someone listening to this podcast right now who really can relate to you. Maybe they haven't gone through the exact same thing, but they can really relate to you. And those people have been around for a little while listening to this show, so they're also rooting for you. They're hoping this is the podcast that eases some of that or loosens some of that, and that you get the sleep and rest you need and deserve, so your life is more manageable, so it's less, whatever strong words we want to use for how it feels for you right now. Those people that don't even know you can relate to you, and they care. And yeah, they care in an indirect way, but they're directly sending their caring out. And I hope it's getting to you because it's real. And it's also for them, not just cathartic, but it feels good. I hear from these people, these listeners who know how you feel, how nice it is to root for somebody else in the deep, dark night. And for those newer people or those people that are in a rough patch, to know someone out there somewhere on the other side of the world is rooting for you. And that's really what this show comes down to, is that you deserve a bedtime where you could have somebody rooting for you and you could be rooting for somebody else, because all of us deserve that, even if it happens indirectly or pseudo or whatever you want to say about it. This is stuff. It's still happening, and it's important. And You deserve a bedtime you don't have to dread. You deserve a bedtime without rigmarole. And ideally, you deserve the rest you need so you could be flourishing in the world, because that makes our world a better place. And when we're sending out that caring and that rooting, and we're really getting a sense, hey, this person hurts like I hurt. That's the world I want to be in. So, yeah, I'm glad to be a part of it, but I'm a part of it with all of you together. So if you're new, that's kind of heavy stuff, but it's true, and it's important to point out. And most of the show's kind of silly and goofy, but why I make the show is called The Deep Dark Night for a reason. Is my experience with it. And that's not a blanket statement against nighttime. As you know, I've had plenty of nice nighttime stuff, too, but... So, yeah, so how does this show work? That's why I make the show. I send my voice across the deep, dark night. I use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, and superfluous tangents. So I go off topic. I get mixed up. I forget what I was talking about. I repeat myself. I go on and on and on. The show never quite, it's kind of like threads or yarn all piled up. And you say, some of this actually is connected and some of it isn't, but it's soft and whatever. I don't know if that's the best metaphor. So talk about this show. I forgot the term about our metaphors on this show, but you see, metaphors, you got a half of meta one. You don't even have a meta 2 or 3. Definitely no metaphors. You're like a meta 0.5. And I'd say, how about a meta half instead of a metaphor? Okay, I like that. That's good. So is that technically a metaphor? Like, sorry, I was trying to make a simile joke. It didn't come together, though. It was like I was going to make a joke as that was also as a metaphor. Does that work? Does that work as a simile joke about a metaphor? That's also a simile? Or did I do it twice? Was that a double simile? Have I been double similed? Say, yeah, auto similed is what, what's your hobby? Auto similes? What do you automatically make similes? No, actually, it's quite a bit of work for me. It's like, I'm just kidding. Do the like us come natural, even with the similes don't. So what's that? What's his face when he says like, well, it's his simile face. It's as if, not like those, it's not like or as any other faces. It's a simile face. Like, okay, well, man, I'm sweating now talking about similes. And those extras are just coming. They just come. I can't. Sorry, I didn't even mean to do that as a pun or anything. Let's just keep moving on. For all the children, this is actually useful. Metaphors and similes are stuff you're going to learn in school. And if you pay attention more than I did, you could probably easily make simile jokes or metaphor jokes. And you could also make, what's a metaphor for, right? That's a joke I've never completed. Or maybe it's just a saying that I like how it sounds. But I'm meta half. Yes, I've been humbled by a metaphor. I'm meta half. Okay, nice to meet you, metaphor. I'm meta half. Okay, so what was I saying? Pointless meander. Oh, here's a couple things to know if you're new. Most people don't like the show when they get here. For a lot of people, they never like this show. And I want to tell you that's okay. I want to reassure you that that's normal. If you're having trouble sleeping and you got to this podcast, why wouldn't you be skeptical or doubtful? Or why wouldn't you be, why wouldn't you be frustrated, right? You got here, you're looking for something to help you fall asleep, and then you got me goofing around. And so that's a natural way to get to the show. And all I can say is that millions, or not millions, but probably 1 million people have said, hey, it took me 2 or 3 tries to get used to this podcast before I realized, oh, he was serious about all that metaphor and simile stuff. He was having fun, but it's kind of like somebody, like a bird playing in the bird bath. You're not actually getting by the way, you're not getting a bath in there. And the bird just keeps playing around. It says, by the way, I don't speak human. I'm just playing around. It's called a bird bath. In bird, it means a fun place for birds to hang around. So, wow, that's correct, duly noted. Just ran into Sternbird there. I said, I didn't appreciate your judgment about bird baths. Well, I was just trying to use you as a metaphor. Well, I heard your whole thing about don't keep me out of that. Okay, no problem. So that's why most people do, like, when they get here, they're skeptical or doubtful. And after 2 or 3 tries, you realize, oh, okay. Or you don't. If you don't ever, if you already know this show is not for you, or you listen 2 or 3 times and this is your 3rd or 4th time, you're like, no, it's not for me. Sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you. You just click on the first question and then it'll bring you to a page with like a bunch of other sleep podcasts and sleepy stuff on there. And then you can find something that helps you out because everything I said up until this point is still true, even if you strongly dislike me. And we have that set up on sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you because it's a common thing and it's okay. Not everybody has to like me or the show, but it doesn't change the fact that we all share all the other stuff I said earlier. So that's, most people don't like the show. The people that do like the show took them 2 or 3 tries. I mean, there are people that it lands for on the first try. This is also a podcast you just barely listen to, which is a little bit different, right, than listening or not listening. You're kind of listening, like background noise, like a TV on in the other room, like birds. When you're in a good mood and birds are making noise, it's not bad. When you're like other times, it's not great. So it's more like bird noises when you're in a good mood, or you're not listening, but they're not. No offense, birds. Man, I'm really. Sorry, I forgot. I didn't even realize I'd already insulted you with the bird bath stuff. So I'm 0 for 2 with birds tonight. By the way, any birds listening out there? Love you all. Holy cow, I do really. I'm not pandering. I mean, that's the only reason I'm trying to pander to you is because I feel bad that maybe I gave you an impression. I'm just not fully cognizant of bird emotions. So one day I'll reach full bird emotion. I guess it'd be great if I reached bird emotional maturity. That probably would give me a timeline for human emotional maturity. Then I'd have to stop the podcast, so that would not work. But I guess, yeah, I'll take bird emotional maturity for 300. Okay, so most people don't like the show. Oh, you don't listen to it. Also, I'm not here to put you to sleep. I've been doing the show like 11, 12 years as a sleep podcast, but there's no pressure to fall asleep with this show. This show is not intended to put you to sleep directly, but indirectly. I'm here to keep you company whether you're awake or asleep. That's why the episodes are over an hour. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about falling asleep. I'm here to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff so you just fall asleep at some point or you don't even notice. Or if you can't sleep or you need a break during the day, I'm going to be here for you, just like the other listeners who can't sleep. I'm here for you to the very end, whether you're awake or asleep, whether you're listening or not. That's what's important about the show or what ends up working for the people it works for. So you could listen to me for the whole night if you need to, and I'll be here goofing around or telling you stories that I work hard at, but that you don't need to listen to. So yeah, I'm here to be your boar friend, your boar bay, your boar sib, your boar bud, your neighbor, your Boris Borloff, your boar bee, your boarman, your boars, your best boar friend forever to keep you company. The only other thing I'll tell you about quick is the structure of the show. The structure of the show is intended to benefit the most people the podcast can, but it is adaptable in a couple ways as you become a regular listener if you develop preferences. But most people either are they're either going through something, they just listen to these shows linearly, and they prefer something that they don't have to pay for. Pretty understandable. If you're only going to listen to a podcast for a couple months while you're going through a hard time, or you're only checking the show out and you're new, right? So show starts off with a greeting. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So whether you're new, you're an occasional listener, or you're a regular listener, you feel seen and welcomed in. Then there's support so that paying for the show is optional. And it's definitely optional for those groups. It's only a really good idea if you prefer something without ads or the show changes your life. Then after the support is a long meandering intro, totally separate from the support. It's a show within a show. It's meant to introduce the podcast and ease you into bedtime. That's why it's like 15 to 20 minutes long. The intro follows a familiar structure every time. So ideally it's reassuring or familiar, but it's different every time. Because it's like hanging out. It's time for you to hang with your goofy friend while you're getting ready for bed, while you're getting comfortable, while you're winding down, while you're chilling out with your bedtime routine. I'm chattering to you about bird baths or whatever's on my mind. And you're kind of like, this guy's like barely funny. And it's in a good way. He's strange and barely funny and really boring, but in a good way. I really don't have, he doesn't expect me to listen to him. So that's what the intro is. It goes on and on and on to give you a buffer before you go to sleep. Now, if you discover as you become a regular listener that you prefer something without intros, you got a couple great options. Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me is ad-supported and free in any podcast app. Or you get tons of story-only episodes in addition to full episodes on Sleep With Me Plus. But that's only as you develop a preference, right? But for most people, they like getting eased into bedtime. And it works for me most of the time and is what has been shown to work when I read up on this stuff. So that's the intro. Then there's support again. And then there'll be our bedtime story time. It'll be our episodically modular series, which means you could listen to it in any order or only one episode. And it'll have some familiar characters and familiar stuff. And maybe even archetypal stuff. Maybe a little mythology. Who knows? So, yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm really glad to be here for you. And I'm glad you're here for not just for me, but for all those other listeners, like those of you thinking of the other listeners and sending that, I don't know other word other than rooting for people. I mean, there's empathy and compassion and stuff, but this is a little bit different. It has elements of that, but it's like, I see you and I hope this helps is the message, I guess. Thank you for sharing that is what I'm saying to all of you and receiving it because it is a two-way thing. So, yeah, I'm really glad to be able to do this on a regular basis. Myself and a team of people work really hard on this show, and we're only able to do it because of the people that support the show back or support our sponsors. So those of you that do that, thank you because we yearn and we strive. We really want to help you fall asleep, and thanks again for coming by. And if you decide this podcast has changed your life for the better, and you say, well, how can I help something that's changed my life for the better? These are the ways you could do it. Hey, everybody, Scoots here. And if you've been listening to Sleep With Me for longer than a year, you probably know me pretty well. You probably develop preferences about the show, favorites. Maybe you build your own playlists in your podcast app. Maybe you've kind of, I'm a part of your life. I'm a part of your routine. And I'm hoping if you've been listening over a year, this is the time you're listening to me and hearing me right now. And you're not changing your mind about supporting the show, but realizing, hey, I have been listening. Holy cow, how have I not supported this podcast? How have I not at least tested out Sleep With Me Plus? Because it's built with long-term listeners in mind. If you've never supported the show or you stopped and you're thinking about coming back, maybe like Timothy said, Scoots, I'm a full-time caregiver and, person I care for, and I discovered the podcast, and we love listening to the ad-free content. Or John that said, I see and feel how much you love doing this podcast as your vocation. I'm going to help do my part to keep that a reality. So can you take part in this too? Now, if you decided you're not going to support the show or you're not in a position, you could still root with me. This is like the closest thing to Sleep With Me sports. We're rooting that there is someone listening. Maybe it's you. Maybe can you feel all those other listeners rooting for you? Or are you doing the rooting and saying, yeah, I've been listening 4 years. I've been listening 2 years. It is time for me to support the show. Well, we're rooting for you. And I hope you're hearing me. I hope you're listening. And if you're not the person I'm talking to, I hope you're rooting with me that person is hearing me. Because we really could use your support. And you could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And here's the thing. There's a 7-day trial, so you could cancel after 6 days if it doesn't meet your expectations. But if you've been listening over a year, I need you to either root for that person, or maybe you are that person that's going to support the show right now at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks. All right, everybody, it's time for our episodically modular series, Get Bessos, a tale of James Cash and Richard Warren's journey from the beige world, also known as, has been referred to in the past as limbo or purgatory. But they go from the beige world to get their friend Bessos, not so much to give him kisses, but to say, hey, I got you, hello, and let's talk about some life lessons. But on the way to do that, they always have quite the meandering journey. And this season particularly, they're still meandering together, as well as also they have the Big Farm in the Sky PI working for them, meandering as well. So what could be more sleepy than an episodically modular series, which means you could listen to it in any order, but it does have a touch of seriality where there's recurring characters and they're trying to go somewhere, though I don't see they don't necessarily get there. So I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, you can listen to it in any order. I believe this is episode 14. But you could listen to 1 through 12 plus 12 plus 1 in any order. Those are could be prequels, or during the day you could listen to them in order and just sleep to this right now, or barely pay attention, whatever you wish. But anyway, it's time for our Hollywood area announcer coming from the greater Los Angeles area. Have I ever said to grace us with your presence? Because I say that in a genuine way, though I feel like most of the time it's said in a passive, aggro way. But I feel like I really do mean it, particularly because you drive all the way here via stored solar energy and thermal energy and wind energy. And you spend your time here gratis for the love of sleeping listeners. And then I don't know what happens after that. I mean, sometimes we play a game and we're going through my old board games now. I would like to play a little Goblet with you. I think we've played Goblet. I know we played a lot of Munchkin, but I'd like to play some Goblet with you. He's laughing at me saying Goblet. And it's not, I think it's called it's one of my favorite games to play, really. But most people don't like to play it. It's a 1v1 game. He shrugs. So this is our gracing us from the greater Los Angeles area. How about that, Mr. Antonio Banderas? The friends, the Goblet, Goblet. The friends beyond the binaries, the ladies, the gentlemen, be filled with goblet soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is friends beyond the binary. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to not just goblet or goblet, goblis orum isos is. It's time to get Bessos. Yeah. Whoa, man, that was amazing. Did you just use some like was that Latin congregation? Is that called a congregation when Latin words get together and then they say, oh, over here we're the we words and we're the I words and the you words and the formal hello words. He's just laughing at me. So it's time for Get Bessos, everybody. Thanks. Okay, Richie, walk me through why we're here again. To help James. What do you mean? Okay, but tell me, describe where we are. So I have a sense. Oh, well, this is a pit, James. And this is a rope. Okay. That is a rock that we tied the rope to. And look, there, I threw the rope in the pit. And what do you mean? Okay, but so why are we at a pit? Is this like from the Return of the Jedi pit? Who's it? What's it? No, I know it isn't, because this is just this looks like a well almost. You'd say Holy Murakami, but I don't think you'd get that either. Okay, this is not, you're taking things a little too lightly, James. We're here to help, of course. That's what we've been trying to do. And I know this was on my list. And so also we waited for Jiff. Jiff never showed up. So I'm guessing, well, I'm kind of hoping actually that Jiff is there. What do you mean? Is this like, what do you mean there? Oh, this is a pit with no bottom, James. No bottom pit. So this is a no bottom pit versus, well, we just use that term, James. It's much nicer. No bottom pit. You know the song, My Pit's Got No Bottoms. That was Emmett Otter and the Jug Band. The Emmett Otter and the Jug Band did not sing that song because, but they should have. What are you doing, a sleep podcast now, Richie? Okay, James, you're a little quippy today, and I sense it's because you're trying to delay climbing down the rope. Okay, so you want me to climb down this rope into this pit with no bottom. Is this a rope with no end? Oh, it's like a horse with no name, James. It's a horse with it's a rope with no name. No, but do you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure I saw an end to the rope. But you're saying this pit has no bottom. Okay, are you trying to confuse me, James? Okay, let me just simplify everything for you. This is a pit. This is a pit. And you're going to go in the pit. You're going to see if Jiff's in there. Because if it has no bottom, James, then everybody in there is okay on some sense, on some level. They're fine. Because this is a post-PEP, post-earthly pits. And so if Jiff's in there, you just got to go in there and say, hey, Jiff, let me help you out of the pit. But I believe there's probably there's always somebody, James, that says, they got to, I think that you said an example of this. What do you mean? Because a lot of times you have to contrary what I'm saying. And luckily, you've never contraried. Okay, can you give me an example? Because this seems to be, it seems like you're, do you know what a projector is? I know what a listener is, James, and you need to practice listening. But do you understand the mission? I understand the mission you're telling me. So you want me to climb down this rope and see if Jiff's in this pit with no bottom, and I guess improvise, because if the rope has no end, but I guess I could maybe hear better down there, or see if anybody else is just floating in the pit. I wonder if it's a loop or not. James, there's no loop. Look up. There's a ceiling here. Okay, but so you're talking about someone being contrary to pits with no bottoms, so if I find Jiff or somebody else, what happens then? Well, you'll help them out of the pits. Well, are you going to pull the rope back up? I mean, James, I could pull the rope back up, but I think it'd be good for you to help somebody. Because I don't know what's with your smarm. So maybe I could pull it up if you were smartless. But I think you could climb back up with whoever you help, and be good, and then it would help your esteem. Okay, so what are you going to be doing while, like, oh, never, right, I'm going to be supervising you, obviously, and pointing out, I have some binoculars, so it is a bit dark in the pit, but, so you don't have bottomless vision. No, I mean, I have a good sense, though. Okay, so can I just back up a bit? Like, I'm getting a sense there's something... So I should just go down there and see if Jeff's there. So this was on your list. Yes, it was, James. Thank you for asking in a genuine way. Well, yeah, I'm curious why it was on your list, though, because it just seems... Have you known about this pit? Like, I guess it's, of all the things on your list, this is kind of, though it's fascinating and it's archetypal, I don't quite understand what James said that, well, right. The thing is, James, if you have, I think I already said it, if there's, if someone said that this pit has no bottom, someone's going to, well, here's the thing. I want you, when you're down there, I want you to keep your eyes open. Okay. For Jiff and other people. Well, yeah, but you just made me think of something that I hadn't realized before. Oh, really? Yeah, you said this is an archetypal pit, and that is one of the reasons I picked this pit, because I guess I've been learning from you, James, and your assistants, that if I thought about this pit and believed in this pit, it would be here. And that maybe we could be of assistance to anybody that's, for example... Like, what if you kept your eyes out? Because I would think that, like, maybe, like, if this is an archetypal pit, as I believe it is, that maybe there was a kid once upon a time, and they had, they weren't as tough as us, James, or maybe not as tough as me, right? But they had a they had a comfort item that they depended on. And maybe they were with their father, and the father said, "This is a bottomless pit, hardy, har. Don't, and he said, "Papa, what do you mean it's a bottomless, what's a bottomless pit with no bottom?" And Papa said, "It has no bottom. It goes on and on and on. Don't drop anything in there." And then the kid was like, there's something, like they said, whoa. But then they didn't necessarily, everything their papa said, they took, there was something in them that said, if Papa says that, I don't know, it wasn't quite, it doesn't have words in it, James, this kid. But they, like, because really, they didn't know it at the time, but now when I look at them, I think, like, what a rebel in the best possible way. Really a rebel who would be a leader, who would be a visionary. And they said, even though my papa said that, I don't believe it. And in fact, I don't even think it's true. And I think I know more than my papa already. So I'm going to take my, I'm going to take this comfort item, and I'm going to put it in there to show Papa. But it was gone forever. Okay, you're all right? You're all right, Richie? Can you just get in the pit and get looking? Wait, so can you tell me more about this kid? So once upon a time, there was a kid, and their father, or Papa in this case, said, "Hey, this is a pit with no bottom." But it was in the real world, right? Yes. So on Earth, yes, on Earth, James. So it wasn't this pit at all. No, but it did become an archetypal pit. Sounds like a metaphor, too. For what, James? So this kid took their comfort item. Was it like let's just pretend this kid, it was a blanket, maybe. What would this kid called the blanket? Blanco? I'm sorry, what? Blanco the blanket, is what they would have called it. Man, it seems that's Blanco the blanket. I like that. And the blanket could have probably fluttered long enough for him to watch it go until it was gone. And then Papa might have come and said, "Would you go throw your blanket in there? Told you it had no bottom." Well, but that's not possible, Papa. All right, let's go. And, okay, so if I'm down there and I'm, I just noticed from behind, Richie's, I'm now fluttering. And because I'm in a post-earthly realm, I have no reason to be concerned other than the fact that I believe Richie gently escorted me into this now, what is this called? A tube with possibly no bottom. And I guess I'm getting the concept he had. I'm pretty sure he just wanted me to get his blanket or his Blanco, which is kind of cute. But now I'm realizing, well, that rope definitely had an end that I passed a long, long time ago already. But he is right in a sense that I don't think, I mean, I can keep an eye out for Jiff. I don't know if I guess I could accelerate like in the movies and see if anybody's down here. But otherwise, I'm going to be kind of occupied for quite some time. And I don't see Jiff. I'm really accelerating. Don't see anybody else. Wait a second. Is that a cloud? Like a cloud? Wait a second. It caught me. A cottony cloud. Now I'm sitting on a cottony. Oh, Nefel. Hi. Hey, thanks for catching me. I'm kind of, you don't have a rope without end, do you? No, James, I don't. Well, it's good to see you. I was, how'd you know I was here? There's many things to know, James. I knew you were going to, I sensed it, and I've grown to have a affinity for you, James, and an attachment or like something more than that, connection. And I have powers. I'm a cloud-based woman, and so I have certain powers, and so I anticipated something like this happening. Okay, well, I guess, do you know if there was any blankets in here? Or, we're descending, and I'm going very fast, so I do sense there's a blanket in here. Believe it or not, you're the only being in here, though, other than the blanket, which is a non-sentient blanket. It's just a blanket. I think it's called Blanco. Or Blanco. Yeah, Blanco the blanket. Okay, well, here it is, James. All right, well, I got to get back to Richie, then. Couldn't you bring us back up? Well, here's the thing, James. Richie's not going to be up there waiting for you. Time, as always, passes differently. And he was observed with what happened at the edge of this well-like structure. What do you mean he was observed? Well, he was observed, and he was... this is a certain section. Even though this was... this is a certain area of post-earthly existence. Well, what do you mean? I guess I'm not sure I understand. Let me see if I could show you, because we're quite some distance now from, we're right kind of, I mean, without a bottom, we're not we can't be in the middle, you know. But it will take us some time. Even though I'm a cloud-based woman, my speeds are different in different directions. Okay, so watch this screen. Oh, there's Richie. Yeah, just watch. What is this all about here? I don't understand where are you escorting me? Oh, sorry, go ahead. You wanted to make me a choice here. Okay, so go ahead. Can you repeat that? Do you want me to, should I help James? Okay, what's my choices? Help James? Or you know where Jiff is? Like, where I could, right now, you know where Jiff is. Okay. Does James have my Blanco? Or does James have a blanket? You don't know the answer to that. Probably not. I mean, come on. Like, okay, well, I need, so, yeah, Jiff. I would like, my choice is Jiff, please. Oh, but what do you mean? Could you tell me more first? Because I may have to negotiate to talk. Does he requires talking to me? Okay, he has an offer for me. Okay, why don't you tell me more about it? So I could, I gotta prepare, because I'm a negotiator, right? Oh, some kind of offer, retail offer, huh? Okay, so when can I meet with him? Okay, you have a waiting area, in a pool of water waiting area. I've never heard of that before, but I guess, yeah, it's, these are different worlds we live in, right? This isn't a pool of water. This is just a puddle. So you want me to, you can't bring me something to sit in? Can I sit down in this puddle? Okay, I'll sit here and wait for a little while, but here's the thing. For however long I wait, tell him he needs to, pretend that don't pretend. He's waiting for me, right? And then when he's ready, have him wait for me and then bring him to me. But I'm ready to wait. I'm ready to have him wait to meet with me. Okay, do you understand? Okay, thank you. Okay, James, do you see what's happening? RW's waiting to meet with Jeff, I guess. Right, instead of coming for you, he's waiting to meet with Jeff. Well, he wanted to make sure I had the blanket, and he also, he's going to meet with Jeff, and then he's going to come help me. James, come on. Don't you see what's happening? Yeah, I mean, I see what's happening, but it's just Richie's like that. He's got priorities, and I'm not his top priority. But that's okay. I mean, I got his blanket. He needs his Blanco. Okay, James, what do you want me to do? Well, I guess bring me there, because if he's going to meet with Jiff, he's going to need assistance. Also, where is he exactly? Who are those official-looking beings? Those look, James, I'm not sure. We can try to get there, but it is a secure area. He's being held in a secure area. Okay, can we get there? Yeah, we can. Here's the thing. It's going to take us a little bit of time. So I don't know if you want to, this quad platform's pretty adaptable. Do you want to have a picnic? And we could spread out a Blanco, or I have another blanket here we could sit on, and we could just have a nice time at this picnic together. Would you like some, I have a picnic basket? Wow, this is pretty nice. Just sitting here on a cloud, having a cloud-based picnic with you, Nafel, is pretty nice. Yeah, because the thing is, James, I like you. I like you as a friend, and the thing, I've just have experience. I care about you, and I care about you too, Nafel. I really I find myself drawn to you, to be honest. Oh, James, well, that's interesting, because what I was going to talk about is myself. I've been drawn in the past to people that are very centered around themselves, right? And they, instead of focusing on their friends, they focus on what they want, right? And here, try this. This is oh, wow, that is delicious. Yeah, and you can take your shoes off, too, if you want, and just put your toes in the clouds. Wow, that feels really good. This is amazingly relaxing. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah, so, I don't know. It's just like getting caught up in partnerships with people that are focused on themselves is, hey, Nafel, you know what? I appreciate your thoughts, and I really appreciate, I'd rather just, I hear what you're trying to say, but I just rather not talk about it. Like, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Okay, James, well, we're almost there, so I hope your toes are feeling good. Would you want to, like me to, like, because it seems, could I hold your hand while we're almost there? We can try to see. I'm not exactly sure what we'll get access to. Okay, yeah, I'll hold your hand. Okay, let me see what I can stir up here. If we can get, we're still getting closer, but let me see what we can see. Oh yeah, there's Richie. Okay, so pond. I kind of just suddenly finding myself thirsty. All this water around, and this pond just seems to. This is. I gotta talk. Like I gotta get the attention of these. This pond just seems to fill up. And fills up, and then I go to take a drink of it, and it drains away. So they don't know what they're doing, clearly. And other than that, just thinking about what I'm going to plan when I'm literally looking for. I mean, I do get to see myself in this pond. When I look at myself in the eyes, it really helps me. I mean, I do think about Blanco and how much I miss Blanco. And I mean, James probably lose Blanco, but maybe, but yeah, thinking about Jiff. Can't wait to really tell Jiff. But I mean, maybe Jiff's even probably maybe Jiff worked on this water system. So I guess I'll just wait here again, start listing in my mind all the mistakes that they're making running this. I don't know what kind of waiting room doesn't have water to drink, but keeps filling up with water over and over again. But anyway, I just keep thinking. I mean, I like, as long as I have to wait, Jeff's going to have to wait longer, so it's fine with me. Okay, James, can you see where he is? Yeah, he seems to be in some non-positive, post-earthly realm. Yeah, let's see. Here, like, I think, okay, so here, we're going to go, if we climb up through here, these are cloud stairs, and if we look through here, those are the officials that seem to be debating something about Richie. If we see down there through that hole, oh yeah, I can hear them. Okay, so but we'll finish up on James. If he, I mean, it's his choice, right? Like love could save him or not. Are we in agreement about that? It's up to his choice. Yes, here. Okay, with this RW, I mean, I know there's many strong viewpoints about this, and they all fit in a non-positive realm, if you don't mind me having a laugh about it. But let's just reiterate all the things. I mean, in my opinion, and is that we need to put him in a place where he could do the least amount of damage. It's really that simple. I mean, right now he's pretty occupied waiting for Jiff, and I think that could go on for some time. We could always move him to the rolling rock thing. I mean, he's also coming up with a lot of improvements we could do. I also like the idea of the full restart, once the water, we could give him the forgetfulness. Though I think having him think about Jiff also adds a layer to this whole thing. But maybe doing the memory wipe is a little bit nicer, like on the nicer side of non-positive, Okay, I'm hearing the arguments. He's not redeemable. I realize that. And, we spent a lot of time trying to dull his ego down. It did not work. We thought James could help him. He can't. And we all think we all really feel bad for James. But, the universe is only we've learned that the universe is resilient, but resilience has its limits. So it would be my thoughts. We just try this containment, and you could keep reiterating that you want to be on the strongly non-positive side of non-positive. There may be the votes for that that I can't overrule. I realize some people have strong opinions about his, using the horn to get rid of positive post-earthly realms and trying to recreate non-positive earthly realms and the historical impacts. But the universe did have resilience and recover from those things. And, restart you running, as a non-positive earthly realms as a business. But if this way, he's just out of the way, he can't really do anymore. He's just there, right? Because it is my strong belief that the universe cannot handle him anymore. And that is like, with this plan that's been set forth with Jiff, we know we'll be working with him. I think we're all in agreement about that. And this seems like a much more sustainable way to move forward with the next phases of Afterlife. And if we're going to move forward with that, we can't have RW around because he's made tireless efforts, inadvertently tireless efforts to test the far limits of the existence's resilience. But anything involving Jiff, he's also, if there's only one thing he can focus on, it is that. Okay, one more point is that I do agree. Maybe we leak the news that Jiff, if he knows that Jiff kind of was the one who predicted he would do what he would choose his Blanco that he didn't even know existed and Jiff over James. And that would be the thing that's like, this is technically, we got a non-positive view. But I think we're all looking forward to the idea of like this more sustainable new form of life after, that this is a long-term partnership with Jiff and like giving things instead of the idea of it being a process versus a destination. But this would be RW's destination, I guess, if we're all in agreement. So let's go ahead and vote. Wait, did anybody hear a noise? Oh, James, we've got to move on because they heard us. Okay, well, wait a second. What are they talking about? James, you know what they're talking about. Come on. Come on, James. Can't you see what's happening and that this is a good thing? Can you see that? Or can some part of you see that? What do you mean? Well, James, you're sweet and I but you can be a little bit misguided, right? What do you mean misguided? Well, think about everybody you helped, right? What do you mean? Well, like everyone you helped, they weren't all non-good, right? They were misguided, and they didn't have a vision. They couldn't. They were caught up in things, right? Like Javert. But they were so misguided, whether it was fiction or mythology or it happened, that they lost all sense of choice, James. And that's what led them to need to be helped by you. For the most part, I think, Okay, so what's your point? Well, the thing is that you have a choice now, James. And you're going to have to make a choice here. Okay, yeah, but how do I know, like, just because you're telling me this stuff? James, you know, you've known this in your heart for a long time. And you know what they said is true, and you've known that for a long time. So don't be misguided or don't get lost in all of this. Like you have a chance, or we could have a chance. You could have a chance at a real purpose and something nice and a positive realm purpose, even, James, or a neutral realm purpose. But like they said, I don't think existence is made for someone like R.W. To be just free roaming. Even when that ability was taken away from him, he still was free roaming. Or was that part of like the evolution and the resilience of the universe that has led us to this point? And are you willing to make a choice to trust that? Like they said, if your choice is love, James, and it doesn't have to just be love for me, but for existence, like let R.W. go R.W.'s way, which R.W. did when he chose his Blanco over you. Here, you could hold the Blanco. Okay, I don't know how to feel about this or what to say. Okay, well, just think about, like, going your own way. Like, where would you want to go? It doesn't have to be with me. It could be anywhere. But look at what's happened with R.W., and that this is maybe a chance. Like, have you ever thought about this before? Every day. I mean, in a sense, but I'm not perfect, right? Right, but has he ever done anything for you? Like made any choices when he's had choices, like these choices he's just shown? He didn't choose you. Yeah, but that's okay. But has he ever chosen to bring the good out of you? Well, I mean, in a sense he has, but you really think that they're saying about the universe and existence is true? I mean, James, you know it's true. James, how much have you seen with R.W.? Has the end ever been a positive realm? Okay, yeah, well, can you give me a minute okay, what do you need a minute for? Well, I'm going to write him a letter. And can you magic me some pen and paper? Okay, so you want some time to send him a letter and then we can get it to him? Yeah, I think I'll like wrap it in Blanco and then we can just give it to him. Will they allow that? James, I think we can work with that, yeah. Okay, I just need some privacy, thanks. Okay. All right, Richie. Dear Richie, buddy. See what I did there, Richie? Sorry. That's something I'm going to miss about you. It's one of the things I'm going to miss about you. Because this is a goodbye letter. You've been my friend forever. I don't know if this is I'm not sure, like, you are going to believe this, or maybe you don't want to believe it. Sorry, you're probably wondering why you should be reading this letter and who's writing it. Why you should be reading it is, yes, there is something in the letter for you, Blanco, and something else. So two things are if you read this letter, those are the things that are in it for you to the end. Without skipping to the end, it will unlock access to Blanco and something else nice. So it'd be an amazing surprise at the end, as well as your Blanco. Also, if you do that, it'll prove how powerful and strong you are, because you'll be able to prove to everybody that you read all the way through without skipping to the end and ahead. Who's writing this letter? This is James Cash, your sidekick, your assistant, your friend, or you're my best friend. You're my best friend. And I'm writing you this letter to tell you that I'm going to miss being my best friend and being your friend. I'm really going to miss our friendship. And you might be asking yourself why. And maybe you're asking yourself why on that Blanco level. Because that's something everybody asks me all the time, anytime I'm alone. Why are you friends with him? And in fact, I ask myself that question a lot, right? But I'm not sure that why or having a reason or an excuse matters. Why are we friends? I think it's something beyond my understanding and that I don't understand and that I'm going to miss. And I'm sorry I can't quite capture it or explain it. But just because I don't understand it and just because no one else in existence understands it, I think that's still okay. And yeah, I'm going to miss our adventures together. I'm going to miss not being able to help you get Jif, get Bessos, as we say. And, right all the wrongs you see that need correcting. And they can only be corrected by you and your vision. But I guess right now I think I know that this is what's best for everybody. Because also the existence is, this stuff's beyond my understanding too. Maybe there are some things that are bigger than friendship, right? And also, I'm really, into Nefel. And so it's well, even if it doesn't work out, it might be interesting to have a relationship with a cloud-based being. I mean, if you ever, just dipping my toes into clouds, it's holy, whoa. And so I think I kind of deserve to try that out, right? But I don't know if I could believe that we won't see each other again for all of existence, but I'll miss it. And I'm sorry you didn't get to get Jif. And I'm not sure you're enjoying what I'm saying or you believe it or you think it's necessary. But I just want to tell you that in addition to Blanco, the surprise, the powerful surprise I wanted to tell you is that you're loved, truly loved by me as your best friend, or because I do I care about you, and maybe I care about you in a way you haven't started to care about yourself. Maybe that's where your resilience and the universe's resilience can come together, and maybe I love and care about you despite or beyond all of your impressive external and internal ability to negotiate and judge and all of your personal qualities and business qualities, the power of your personality and your decision-making, your leadership, that beyond all that, there's something deeper that I can't put into words. But there's something deeper than that that is loved. And the why doesn't matter. The fact is that's why we're friends or I don't know. So I have to believe that the universe loves you on some level too. Maybe cautiously, it seems like right now. But I don't know what else to say. But this is your best. Thank you for being my best friend and for all our times together. James Cash, your sidekick and assistant and friend. P.S. You don't have to love me or I don't have to be your best friend back. No letter's done. If I get it to him with Blanco. The thing is, though, if he's trying, if he never gets Bessos and he gets got, if Bessos kind of gets him, I just feel like, I don't know if I can do this because I do I'm sorry, Nafal. Nafal, I'm sure that you're listening in to me. So can I just choose in person? Can you just get me there? James, just think about your choice, really. You got to choose the right kind of love. Okay, can you just deliver me? I'm just going to give him the Blanco, and I just want to look him in the face so when I say goodbye to him and hug him. But he won't take my hug anyway. Okay, here, just go through this tunnel. Hey, Richie. James, good to see you. What's that under your arm? Oh, I got something, but, what's going on? Well, I'm making Jiff wait for me. I'm negotiating to negotiate with Jiff. Okay. James, you don't have any water with you, do you? Well, there's water everywhere here. Yeah, but it's not, they don't know what this water flow's messed up. It just keeps repeating. Listen, Richie, can you come over here for a second? Oh, James, I can't leave. I can't. Unfortunately, I've been so in thought about what it will like making Jiff wait to talk to me. It can't quite move out of this puddle. Huh. So you're stuck there. Yeah, but James, this is it. Like, finally, everything we've been waiting for is close. Jiff is waiting for us. Once we start negotiating with him, we know where he is. Don't you realize how good this is? Wait a second, I didn't think about that. Right, he's waiting for me while I'm waiting for him to make him wait for me. Okay, so, but I'm stuck here, so I guess I'm wondering if they'll just, well, here, Richie, I found Blanco, and I can't leave you here, Richie. I got to tell you, why would you leave me here? I mean, here, just see, I think this is like what I'm supposed to do, even though it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What do you mean? What's that piece of paper? It's a letter. Why don't you put it in your pocket, and if you need it, it'll be there. But do you have Blanco? Yeah, does that Blanco? The blankets? It is, and if you grab one end of Blanco, I think the power of the love of your blanket. Oh, James, you're pulling me out of this puddle. And there's a glass of water right here. This is delicious water. Yeah, it looks like I chose you as my best friend. Well, you chose the right best friend, James. I mean, one day I'll choose. I may have a best friend, but I don't want to tell you about it because it may affect you. But it's good to see you. Thank you for getting Blanco. You don't always mess everything up, James. It's like sometimes you make the right choice. I asked you to get the blankets. You got the blanket. It was kind of like a test, and you passed the test. I did take the test, Richie, and I made my choice. I filled out my answers. You're right about that. Well, it's good to see you. Here, can I pat your shoulder? I kind of missed you. I don't know. There's a sense. I said, I really hope my blanket gets returned to me by James and that James didn't lose my blanket. So here. Well, thanks for patting my shoulder, Richie. Means a lot to me. Well, James, believe it or not, this blanket means a lot to me, too. And the fact that we're going to have Jiff really means a lot to me. Thanks, Richie. Should we just rest here until we figure out what's next? We shall, James. Let's take a rest. This is very nice. We could share Blanco. It's very small. Cover one of our shoulders each. Wow, thanks, Richie. Good night. Good night, James. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots, and this is a Tuck You In message. I don't know if you've been listening to episode after episode or you just woke up, you're drifting in and out, but this is also a reminder the show is always here for you, as it has been since 2013. But I need to talk, just you and me. We got to talk for a minute if you're listening to me and hearing me right now. And you might have heard me talking about this before, but I do want to spell this out, that Sleep With Me, all of the funding to make Sleep With Me, everything that pays all of our bills and the costs of producing the show, 99% of that comes from listeners. We don't get any funding from outside sources like or other entertainment companies or companies, companies like music streaming companies or video streaming companies. We don't have any investors. And there's no other like secret pipeline of support for Sleep With Me or almost every other podcast either. We get some money from sponsors that are direct response, meaning they base their sponsorship on the listeners that support them. A tiny bit from automated ads. But the majority of what keeps the show going comes from the people who get the most out of the podcast. Super listeners, ideally. And I don't know if you're a super listener. I don't know if you already made the decision you're not in a position to support the show. That's okay. Or you made the decision you're not going to support the show. That's okay, too. You could still take a part in this coming right up here. But if you didn't make one of those two decisions, we need support. Support from the people who benefit the most from the podcast. People that fall asleep fast. People that listen all night long. If we don't get more all-night listeners and people who fall asleep fast, the podcast won't be around. But we also need support from people that listen 3-4 nights a week. People who have listened for a year or longer. And I'm just wondering if you're in one of those groups. The podcast has changed your life for the better, and it continues to change your life for better. And I'm trying to lay out the stakes without using kind of fear or stress because while that is effective, right? The last round this month, I tried to use a more positive message, and we actually lost subscribers. But it's so tiring for me. It's almost like I'd rather lose the podcast than kind of keep having to do this sales pitch and say, well, if the podcast is going to go away, if that's the only way to get people to support the show, I don't know, it's really, really not fun for me. So instead of, the stakes are there. If you haven't decided and the podcast has changed your life for the better, the stakes are, we need some of you, maybe it's you to support the show, or it won't be around. But instead of focusing on that, I want to talk about rooting, about sending positive energy, rooting in the deep dark night. I've been talking about this in the intro for years. And that's what I believe in. I believe in rooting for other people to get a good night's sleep. And maybe you're here, maybe you stuck around because someone out there, somebody who was struggling in the deep dark night just like you, was rooting for you. And you could feel that welcome when you got here. Or maybe you're one of those people who roots for other people who are struggling in the deep dark night. And here's what a couple people who did sign up in the last round of messaging said. Tiffany Y said, just because you can get something for free doesn't mean you should. I know if I have trouble for sleeping, I just have to listen. I'll be out in no time. That is definitely worth a few dollars a month. And Michelle F. said, this show is like cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia and a sleep aid all in one. I also consider it an art form, and I believe in compensating artists for their work. Timothy T. said, I'm a full-time caregiver, and the person I care for discovered your podcast, and we really like the ad-free content. It makes it easier to listen to. And then John R., who said, I'm a super listener, said, I had no idea how urgent it was. I'd been meaning to support the show, but I just never took the time. I realize now I've been unintentionally voting now. So I subscribed and with feeling. So what I'm asking is, are you the one person everybody else is rooting for? Like, just to overcome whatever it is, putting it off or saying it doesn't matter, it matters, or somebody else is going to do it. Or are you the person we're rooting for to support the show? Now, that's okay if you're not. Maybe you're rooting for yourself to get a good night's sleep as soon as this episode, maybe you're an all-night listener. Maybe you woke up and you're looking forward to falling asleep soon. If you are a super listener, we did build Sleep With Me Plus with you in mind. Ad-free episodes, ad-free story-only episodes, tons of different cool stuff. So I don't know if you're rooting for yourself, think about supporting the show on Sleep With Me Plus just so you get a better listening experience. But maybe you're rooting for somebody else out there. Maybe it's somebody this month, which we're rooting for is people going back to school or who are impacted by the back-to-school season. It could be teachers, it could be parents, it could be students, it could be anybody dealing with increased traffic. Whatever it is, this beginning of this transitional season affects a lot of people, and we're rooting for all those people, whether they listen to the show or not, or whether they're a super listener or a cat. They say, well, I just needed to get through the first couple of weeks of school. We're rooting for all of them to get a good night's sleep. So you could root for those people. You could root for someone whose sleep struggles are just like yours, or you could receive the rooting, because I hope you can feel it right now. I'm rooting for you, but a bunch of other people are rooting for you right now across the world. But if you're the one we're rooting for that's like, yeah, I've been putting it off. Yes, Sleep With Me continues to change my life for the better. We're rooting for you to support the show. So they'll be around, not just for you, for every other person we're rooting for. You could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, because we need support, right? And you might be thinking someone else will do it. But what if, as has been said in the last couple months, time after time, what if that someone else is you, right? You're the someone else. Well, if you're that person, we're cheering you on here. Don't let that resistance, and I know what the resistance feels like. I put it off. I say it doesn't matter. I say I'll do it tomorrow. Then I criticize myself. But just do it and see how it feels. And again, you could always cancel during the free trial or cancel after a month or two. But I'm so proud of the show. And this is how I want to try to get support for the show. If it doesn't work, I don't know what I'll do. But I'm going to keep trying this more positive but honest message where everybody can participate. And everybody can participate in giving and receiving. But it is like kind of like a needle in a haystack that we're looking for now, but we got to find it. So I don't know if you're the needle in the haystack or you're somebody snoozing in the haystack, or maybe you're a horse having a hay snack. I don't know. But thanks so much for listening, and good night.